before we start talking about webpack, let's see first what we can achieve without using it. So here I have some code prepared that I will paste. I'm applying Prettier to remove all the artifacts that came from pasting. And it's a very simple JavaScript application that is just, well, it contains only HTML. And here we are having some class that is, well, to prove that our JavaScript is working correctly, we are just finding this load status element, and then we are replacing the content to, well, to the content we see here. And let's see if if it's working as expected in browser. Yes, the application is working. Of course, we will not keep all our code in HTML file, because that HTML file would become massive. We will split it into well, into separate files. So I will create two files. One will be index JavaScript that will replace our current, well, instead of having this one here, I will have it here. I need to create a directory first. Okay, now it worked. And just as a, well, just to include some basic styling, so just to have place where to include styles. Well, some random style, align center, that should work. Okay, so here I have an empty tag. So let's see if our application is still working. No. Everything fine. Now we already saw that well, a short moment between that will be better visible if I put throttling. Slow. Yes. Yeah, we see when the JavaScript is being loaded, and as soon as it's available, well, our application notify us that everything is working. Here I have some typo, I guess. No, I haven't saved the file, but still. Oh. Okay, now everything is working as expected. So the next step will be, well, to move our code, well, to start importing modules. So the good thing is that right now, already on the, well, in the browsers, we have JavaScript, we have support from JavaScript modules. So here you can see that, well, it has pretty good support across many browsers. And we will try, well, we will move our code. We will split our JavaScript module into even more, our JavaScript file into even more files. That's here it's like, for sake of the example, that will be a little bit overkill here, but in general, as your application grows, you want to, well, you want to structure your code in a way that is meaningful for you. So you definitely don't want to have one big file that is getting up to like 1,000 or many thousands of lines, where you pretty much have to use search to move around file, because there is no way of knowing what's where. Before we continue, I will just commit our changes. Git. Okay, so back to our code. In index.html, we will create an echo section that will be, well, at first it will be empty, and then we will have a echo JavaScript. that is finding our section and it's saying hello world. Hello world. Okay, so we can verify that this is not working. So if I run it here, our new JavaScript file is being ignored. So before browsers were supporting modules, that would mean that we would have just to import it. Every single JavaScript file would have to be imported separately. That would create a lot of headaches. One on just every time when you create a new JavaScript file, it needed to be included in your HTML file. So imagine what happens if you have multiple HTML files, and then all the imported modules were sharing the global scope. So that was pretty much the one module could be affecting any module, any other modules that we had around. So here in this example, to make it work, instead of importing JavaScript file in index.html, I can import it in index.js. Import echo.js, and that should be already enough to have our application work. And here we can see everything works as expected. Okay, so just before we continue, let's just commit our changes. Okay. Okay. So this is well, this is kind of like simple example. We are just having two files that are next to each other. But let's see if we are able to to import things from npm. So I will show it on example with underscore. It's like utility belt, like a lot of useful functions that you can that you can use in your project. So I will install it. Well, for this to work, you need to have a npm on your machine. First, we create a project. Yes, it created a package JSON. Now I'm installing npm. And well, the npm files are being downloaded to the folder that you are in, and to avoid that this folder will be committed to our repository, we will create a git ignore file, and in this git ignore file I will put node modules. So okay. So now now everything is as expected, and in our text editor we can see that there is a lot of files being added. So let's see in the documentation which one we need. Yeah, the imports. So yeah, let's say that we want to import only range function. Just to create some, well, it's creating an array with a lot of numbers in it. So we will use it for showing that the library was indeed imported. So I will copy this example for map and tweak it to work with range. So here in index file. Okay, so this will not work because the path is, well, we have to find the folder, we have to find the file. So it will be one level above. So here we have underscore modules underscore, and instead of map it will be range, and that should be already recognized. That should work and should not complain in the browser. Let's see. Okay, there are no well, no complaints. So we will just we will just use the range function, range from 1 to 10. This is an array, so we have a join function on it. And well, the expected behavior is that we will just have a JS working plus a lot of numbers. Okay, so this is working as expected. So now we will just commit our changes. So, well, there was a lot of things changed. Commit and change input. Okay. As you can see, you can achieve quite a lot of things by just using the native JavaScript module syntax. And in the next video, I will talk about what more you can achieve by using webpack. But if your current needs are completely covered with what was shown in this video, maybe that means that, well, you don't need to learn webpack right now. And anyway, see you the next time.